He's an animal, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so fucking good. He's so good. I mean,
Boxing insiders aren't holding back. The revelation that Oleksandr Usyk is training alongside rising heavyweight prodigy Moses Itauma has sent shockwaves through the sport. This isn't just a headline, it's a seismic shift. One of the most brilliant, uncrackable fighters of this generation.
I think he's a great fighter. The young, 20 years, yeah?
20.
Yeah, 20 years. I think Itauma
Is now shaping a teenage powerhouse into the next force of destruction. This isn't casual mentorship, it's a tactical alliance. And for Dillian Whyte, it could spell disaster. Picture it, Usyk, the undefeated ring maestro who conquered both cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions with physics-defying footwork and a genius-level fight IQ, now working in the same camp as a 19-year-old lion hungry for blood. Moses isn't just logging sparring rounds, he's getting a masterclass in elite-level warfare, directly from the architect of some of boxing's
it was the most exhausted he's ever been because he's always moving. There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
like
time.
constant,
Yeah.
there's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
You're constantly thinking, when is this coming?
most masterful performances. This is no learn-as-you-go scenario. It's a crash course in calculated chaos. Moses' camp has transformed from a routine fight prep into a laboratory of destruction. Usyk isn't there for show. He's there to pass
wisdom, to sculpt, to elevate, and Moses, wide-eyed and hungry, is soaking it all in like a sponge, absorbing every new
down every trick, every subtle angle, every mental weapon that's made him a nightmare for the sport's biggest men. For YT, this isn't just another fight, it's a looming crisis. Usyk's influence represents a full-blown strategic infiltration of the heavyweight ranks. By his own admission, Moses hadn't studied Usyk's style in depth before, but now he's getting it firsthand, real-time downloads of every feint, every evasive pivot, every counterattack. This isn't just training, it's evolution on a molecular level, and the boxing world is taking notice. Tyson Fury, who's seen everything the sport can throw, has
Father trained Usyk as well. Yeah.
So there's something, there's something.
Obviously, gravity keeps him from moving the way Lomachenko does, because Lomachenko's so small.
Yeah.
He can like dance around you.
For sure.
In footwork, just majestic footwork. But Usyk's footwork is like, there's a bunch of breakdowns of.
Called Moses a sponge. Coming from Fury, that's no casual praise. He's fought legends, broken champions, and dominated minds. If he says a young fighter is absorbing Usyk's brilliance, it's serious. The real question isn't whether Moses is learning, it's how quickly he's leveling up, and how dangerous he'll be by fight night. Usyk's presence in his corner isn't symbolic, it's a deliberate shift in the heavyweight power structure. With every training session, Moses isn't just improving.
People always say, oh, it's all about hard work, it's all about hard work, but it's not. It's also the mentality you have, the upbringing, your genetics, everything plays a part in it.
He's being weaponized. YT, once feared for his grit and willingness to brawl, now faces a nightmare scenario. A future champion, sharpened by a reigning legend, hunting him down with precision and intent. This isn't a young prospect testing himself. It's a cold, calculated plan to dismantle an opponent whose best days might already be behind him. Joe Rogan summed it up perfectly. Usyk's movement is unlike anything boxing has seen in decades. Coming from the same school as Vasyl Lomachenko, he glides through the ring like a ghost. His angles disorient, his rhythm frustrates, and his ability to mentally disarm rivals is second to none. Now that blueprint is being stamped onto Moses Itauma. He's not just the faster, younger, stronger man in this matchup. He's becoming smarter, more tactical, more dangerous. And for Dillian Whyte, that's a storm he may not survive. Unpredictable.
Very interesting to see how much that Dillian Whyte has left. And could this be potential? I think it does have the potential to do what Martin McCauley did to Jared Anderson. Maybe it's too early, or maybe he passes with flying colours. And that's why you got to watch it and find out. But one thing I will say about Moses is he's a very good fighter, good little boxer, good puncher.
That's the word insiders keep using. But don't mistake Moses Itauma for a blind follower. He's not just copying Oleksandr Usyk's moves. He's absorbing the principles, then bending them to his own will. He's learning not only to move, but to move with purpose. Not just to punch, but to disrupt rhythm, reset the fight, and dictate the pace on his terms. It's no longer about how hard Moses trains. It's about how deeply he understands the fight itself. And in that space between instinct and intellect, he's becoming a problem very few will know how to solve. Tyson Fury isn't the only one paying attention. Tony Bellew, a man who's seen elite prospects rise and fall, didn't mince words. He called Moses unbeatable. That's not just hype from a commentator. That's the opinion of someone who's fought the best and knows what true elite looks like. Bellew points to Moses's adaptability, his ability to gain weight strategically, switch styles depending on the...
I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed the actual feet down.
Threat and adjust mid-fight without hesitation. That's championship DNA. Now that DNA is being fused with Usyk's fingerprints, the result is a young fighter not just ready to compete, he's ready to dominate. Bellew warns that YT could be walking into a trap. On paper, the fight might look even. In reality, it could be a brutal mismatch disguised as a fair contest. Moses isn't here to be tested. He's here to make a statement, and YT could end up as a footnote in the birth of a new king. Gareth A. Davies, one of the most respected voices in boxing journalism, summed it up perfectly. The fascination with Moses is universal. Promoters, fans, broadcasters, they're circling, drawn in by the mystique. Moses is undefeated, but more importantly, he's unpredictable. His calm exterior hides a complexity that most fighters take a decade to develop. With Usyk now sharpening those edges, curiosity has transformed into genuine fear. Even seasoned promoter Francis Warren has been swamped with questions about what's next for Moses. That's how real the hype has become. This isn't just another fight on a Saturday.
Because Moses Itauma is fascinating. I spoke to Francis Warren ringside on Saturday night. You had a microphone as well. Were you allowed to put the pressure on them to speak? Because I just did anyway.
Saturday night. It's a potential unveiling. A moment where a young lion stops chasing shadows and starts setting the standard. If YT doesn't bring more than just experience, he risks being swept away by a tidal wave of momentum. Simon Jordan didn't sugarcoat it. He voiced what many insiders are whispering. This fight isn't really about whether Moses is ready. It's about whether YT has anything left. From a strategic standpoint, Team Moses knows exactly what they're doing. You don't put your top prospect in with a live, dangerous opponent at this stage. You match him with someone who still has name value but is past their peak. Jordan calls it what it is. A chess move disguised as a war. YT, who once headlined against Anthony Joshua and traded knockdowns with Alexander Povetkin, now finds himself in the role of gatekeeper. That's the brutal truth of boxing. It moves fast. Fail to evolve, and you're replaced. And Usyk isn't preparing.
Great fight, but it'll be fascinating to see how Moses goes against Dillian. I don't think they put him in against Dillian Whyte if they think there's real jeopardy for them. I think they might get a few rounds and get asked a few more questions than possibly they've been asked by Marius Wack and Dempsey.
Moses to simply win. He's preparing him to dismantle opponents. Joe Gallagher added another layer to the discussion. He asked, why would someone like Usyk, a man with nothing left to prove, step into a 19-year-old's camp? The answer is simple. Usyk doesn't waste time. He invests it. If he's investing in Moses, it's because he sees something rare. That alone speaks volumes. Gallagher also points out that Usyk's presence doesn't just boost Moses's credibility, it raises the danger level. YT may think he's in for a standard veteran versus prospect battle, but in reality, he's up against a version of Moses being shaped by a boxing architect. Usyk's influence isn't just about physical drills, it's about shifting the mind, rewiring the psychology, and mastering the strategic side of the fight game. That kind of tutelage is priceless. Adam Smith, ever the measured voice, offered a more cautious perspective. He questioned whether Moses is truly ready for someone as seasoned and durable as YT. But the very fact that this fight is happening tells you something. Most 19-year-olds are...
He was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so...
Still chasing amateur medals. Moses is chasing ex-title challengers. That's not hype. That's ambition. Yes, YT has grit. He's been through wars, survived brutal knockouts, and climbed back into contention. But he's also been worn down, physically and mentally, and he's never faced an opponent benefiting from Usyk's game planning and vision. Smith concedes the intrigue is real. Even if YT appears to have the edge on paper, The question everyone's asking is, can Moses rise now? Not in 5 years, but now. Smith later broke it down from a technical angle, and that's where the danger for YT becomes clearer. Moses isn't just stronger, faster, and younger. He's becoming smarter. Usyk's lessons are elevating him beyond raw talent. They're giving him the tools to outthink as well as outfight.
He's very, very good, Moses Itauma. So some people might say he'll get rid of Dillian Whyte like he has the others. Maybe.
For YT, this is no ordinary assignment. This is walking into a carefully constructed trap, where every movement, every exchange, has been prepared with surgical precision. Moses isn't preparing for a war of attrition. He's preparing for a strategic dismantling. And with Usyk guiding the process, every mistake YT makes could be his last. Moses Itauma isn't just physical. He's cerebral. His footwork, his control of range, his shot selection, already elite for someone so young. Now imagine those tools being refined by Oleksandr Usyk, a fighter who's made world-class opponents miss wildly and pay heavily. With Moses, if you lunge, you get countered. If you hesitate, he walks you down. There's no safe zone. And now with Usyk building his mental sharpness, Moses isn't just reacting. He's calculating. That's a dangerous mix. YT has always relied on pressure and durability, but those strengths crumble when facing someone who's 3 steps ahead mentally. Adam Smith is right. This fight will be won in the smallest spaces, where balance, timing, and IQ matter.
His feet and his distance and his range is so good, and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Oleksandr Usyk is, but he's moved up.
Matter most. And with a master in his corner, Moses might already be winning that battle before the first bell rings. Johnny Nelson put it bluntly. This is a good fight, but it might not be a fair one. That's no insult to YT. It's a reality check. Nelson, a former world champion, knows what it means to be used as a measuring stick. And the signs are too clear to ignore. Slower feet, fading in the later rounds, taking more damage than before. Meanwhile, Moses isn't being thrown into this recklessly. He's being guided, shaped, and fine-tuned for a clean victory. If YT comes in with the same raw aggression he showed against Joshua or Povetkin, he may find himself swinging at shadows and walking into counters. Moses isn't here to trade bombs. He's here to break you down. And Usyk is showing him exactly how. Alan summed it up perfectly. Usyk's the best machine in the business. And now that machine is building a prototype in Moses. Usyk's greatest weapon isn't just his fists. It's his brain. His cold, clinical ability to read a fight, reset, and dominate. Moses now has daily
just wait and see, but it's exciting.
What do you make of Itauma versus Dillian Whyte?
It's a good fight. Dillian likes to fight. He'll have a tear up. Yeah. You know, you can't test this man for winners. You know, he'll fight anybody and everybody. So with Dillian doing that, you think, you know what? You know, it's a good
that mindset. And the results are already showing. This fight is no longer just Moses Itauma versus Dillian Whyte. It's the arrival of the new school, backed by the most advanced tutor in boxing. One side has years of wear, a fading engine, and the weight of past glory. The other has youth, hunger, and a tactical blueprint being drafted in real time by a pound-for-pound legend. So what's at stake? For Moses, it's the breakout moment, a chance to go from rising prospect to unavoidable force. For YT, it's survival, not just in the ring but in relevance. A loss here could confirm what many are already whispering, that the game has moved on without him. Usyk's presence has changed everything. He's not standing by to watch a torch being passed. He's actively forging the hand that will take it. And if Moses delivers the performance many expect, this might not just be the end of YT's run. It could mark the beginning of a new era,